In the early 1900s, New York City was alive with hunger and hope. Fog drifted over the harbor. The sound of horse-drawn carriages echoed through the narrow streets, and in the crowded tenements, thousands of immigrants dreamed of a better life. Among them was a quiet Irish woman named Mary Mallon, a cook by trade, a woman of few words and fewer friends. She worked in wealthy homes, her hands moving gracefully from kitchen to table, feeding families who barely knew her name. But everywhere Mary went, a strange fever followed. People who tasted her food soon found themselves in bed with burning skin and fading strength. The city's doctors searched for patterns, but none could see the truth, that the smiling woman in the apron was carrying death within her. When the first investigator traced the outbreaks, his map revealed something terrifying. Every red mark led back to Mary. He confronted her, trembling with disbelief, but Mary laughed. How could she be sick? She had never coughed, never shivered, never once felt ill. The idea that she was the cause of so much suffering felt impossible. Yet science didn't care about belief. They took her by force, her screams echoing against the rain-soaked cobblestones, and sent her to an island hospital at the edge of the city, a place where the unwanted and the contagious were left to disappear. There, surrounded by silence and seagulls, Mary waited. She wrote letters to anyone who would listen, begging for freedom, pleading that she was innocent, and maybe she was a victim of something she could not see or feel. For 3 years she remained in quarantine, staring at the New York skyline across the water, the city that moved on without her. When she was finally released, she promised to never cook again. But hunger and pride are old companions, and the kitchen was the only world she knew. So she changed her name, moved from house to house, and once again, the sickness returned. When they found her years later, she was working under a false identity, serving food to unsuspecting guests. More families had died. More graves had been dug. This time, there would be no release. Mary Mallon was taken back to the island, where she would spend the rest of her life. 23 years in isolation. Day after day, she watched the city across the water, its lights flickering like memories she could never touch. She grew older, lonelier, her name whispered by doctors and journalists as a warning to the world. When she died, they called her Typhoid Mary, the woman who cooked death, the carrier who felt no pain, the symbol of everything society feared but could not understand. Yet behind that name was just a woman, forgotten and afraid, who wanted only to work, to live, to be free. Her story reminds us that sometimes tragedy doesn't come from malice, but from ignorance, and that the deadliest things in this world are often invisible.